Próxima luta será nos 205. Isso mesmo, a minha próxima luta será nos 205. Eu acho que eu fiz a minha parte, né, nos 185, né, e agora eu me sinto muito bem para subir. Como eu falei para vocês, quando eu me sentisse bem, eu iria subir. Ia ser algo natural e eu achei que é algo natural.
Alex Pereira has made a bold move by announcing that he's headed up to the 205-pound division. The Brazilian is fresh off a devastating defeat to Adesanya in a fight that he was dominating, right up until he found himself crumpled on the canvas after Adesanya's blistering overhand right landed square on his chin. Despite their 1-1 record in the UFC, Adesanya appears uninterested in another MMA showdown with his rival. As the Brazilian killer announces his intention to shift from the 185-pound division to the 205-pound division, some of the biggest names in the UFC have eagerly extended their open arms to welcome him to his new weight class. One such fighter is none other than the reigning UFC champion of the 205-pound division, Jamal Hill.
Boy, come on, man.
With his impressive skills and knockout power, it's no surprise that Pereira has caught the attention of Hill, who is undoubtedly relishing the prospect of locking horns with the Brazilian powerhouse in the octagon. The thought of these two striking wizards trading blows is enough to make any fight fan giddy with excitement. Khabib Nurmagomedov, top 15 GOATs of MMA. The Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov, a UFC Hall of Famer and former lightweight champion, is widely regarded as one of the greatest MMA fighters to ever grace the sport. However, he has recently stirred up controversy with his revelation of the MMA GOAT Top 15 list on Twitter, which includes many legends and rising prospects of MMA, while also leaving out some notable names. Here is Khabib's highly debated list. 15. Dominic Cruz and Frankie Edgar. 14. Mirko Cro Cop and Stipe Miocic. 13. Dan Henderson and Mauricio Rua. 12. Randy Couture and Cain Velasquez. 11. Royce Gracie. 10. BJ Penn. 9. Israel Adesanya. 8. Kamaru Usman. 7. Jose Aldo. 6. Henry Cejudo. 5. Daniel Cormier. 4. Demetrius Johnson. 3. Anderson Silva. 2. GSP. 1. Fedor Emelianenko and Jon Jones. Do you agree with Khabib's top ranking? Who do you think is missing? Let us know in the comments. Jon Jones missing, Stipe is waiting for him, and Ngannou is never returning to the UFC. UFC President Dana White said that Jon Jones has disappeared quickly and that Stipe Miocic is waiting for him.
Jon Jones?
As far as what?
Like what's next for him when he...
Jon Jones came out, made quick work, and poof, disappeared, man. He went back to whatever he's doing. He's ready to fight. He wants Stipe, so we'll get it figured out.
And that's definitely the fight Stipe is next?
That's the one he wants. Yeah.
Stipe Miocic reacts to the president's allegations and call out for Jones, saying, "Weird, you said I was the one running." Dana also said that although people want to see a fight between Ngannou and Jones, Francis will never return to the UFC, and there is no doubt that Jon is the best of all time.
Beat everyone I have to beat until eventually there's no one else and you have to fight me again.
For sure. You know what I mean? Make a statement. That's my mind. We still here, just reminding people, you know what I mean? I guess I got a little Roy Jones in me right now. Y'all must have forgot. You know, I'm hearing everybody talking. I'm here.
ESPN reporter Mark Raimondi explains that, apparently, the fight won't take place in July, although it was expected to be the main event of UFC 290. Sean Strickland thinks that Whittaker can beat Adesanya. In an interview with the Schmo, Sean Strickland commented that after defeating Pereira, the next fighter who should challenge Adesanya for the title is Robert Whittaker. I know they've already fought twice, but if I'm being honest, I think Whittaker deserves it.
Does go up to 205. Who's most deserving of hitting Israel Adesanya next?
Man, I want to say Whittaker. I know they fought twice. I mean, it's one of those. If I had to be honest, who deserves it? Whittaker just beat Marvin. He's only lost to Izzy. I personally think it should be him and not Dricus.
Strickland also thinks that with his recent victory, Izzy has become the best middleweight champion in history after Anderson Silva, but I think Whittaker beats him.
So where does Izzy rank all time in the UFC amongst all the middleweights? Is he number one? Is he number two? Is he somewhere else? Where is he all time?
Yeah, I think Silva is the greatest middleweight to fight in the UFC, for sure.
So then Adesanya would be 2.
Yeah, I would say he's up there. I would say he's up there. But I mean, again, like I said, I think Whittaker beats him.
Strickland had a lot to say, including poking fun of Ariel Helwani.
Already?
Hey, I got a funny joke. Let's pretend Ariel Helwani has a big which he doesn't, right? Ariel Helwani, metaphorical big walks into a wall, breaks his nose. You get it? He's not even laughing.
I don't understand.
It's
Because it's so long, he breaks the nose in the wall.
Because his is so small, but his his nose is. Yeah, there we go.
Fighters warned Jake Paul about Nate Diaz. The YouTuber turned boxer, Jake Paul, will step into the ring with none other than the former UFC bad boy, Nate Diaz, in a highly anticipated boxing match taking place on August 5th at American Airlines venue. The fight is scheduled for 8 rounds, and the boxers weighing in at 185 pounds, and with 10-ounce gloves as the weapon of choice, the blows are sure to be nothing short of explosive. Paul has tweeted that on that day, Diaz's funeral will be held, and he will return him to Dana White in a coffin. Although Nate Diaz hasn't started the trash talk, the current UFC welterweight champion, Leon Edwards, thinks that Nate will undoubtedly win this upcoming fight.
I think Jake got to be careful. You know, like Nate is he's tough, he's durable, he's a great boxer. That's like his style, right? Very pressure forward fighter. So from when you seen Jake fight Tommy the last time, you can see a lot of holes in his game that is still like a beginner, you know. So if I had to pick, I probably favor Nate more. But yeah.
Former world boxing champion Andre Ward also warns Jake Paul about Nate Diaz's skills inside the ring, saying, "He will slap you to death, man."
He's hard to fight. I mean, he's really hard to spar, really. And they call it the Stockton slap because he'll slap you to death, man. He helped me get ready. I sparred with Nick and Nate. Nate helped me get ready for Chad, and he always comes in shape, and he throws a million punches from a million different angles. And I felt like he had a great shot against McGregor. I just was worried about the 10-day notice. When he started letting his punches go and he landed that short left, I knew he had action because he's just a bad boy, man. They don't care, man. They just come to fight.
Who do you think will win the fight? Jake Paul or Nate Diaz? Share your thoughts in the comments. Inspired by Izzy, Max Holloway is determined to have a 4th fight against Alexander Volkanovski. I'm still here. Although Max Holloway suffered his 3rd loss to Alexander Volkanovski, he has not given up on his goal of fighting the reigning UFC featherweight champion once again. Despite feeling down after his most recent defeat, Holloway is still very much in the title picture, and he has fired back at critics who think he is past his prime. In his upcoming fight against Arnold Allen at UFC Kansas City, inspired by Izzy performance against his longtime rival, Holloway is more motivated than ever to prove his doubters wrong and show that he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.